from where you were taken late in the draft and then to be where you are now, on the cusp of 100 games and also signing this deal? Do you pinch yourself a little bit?
Oh yeah, my whole career has been a bit like that. I've been very lucky to end up where I am with the people that are around me, and God, everything's gone pretty smoothly from the day I got drafted. So very lucky and very happy.
What do you put it down to so far? Reaching the milestone. Is it for you? Is it a lot about all the hard work and the extra effort you've got to put in?
It is. I think everyone's got to put in the hard work to get drafted. So 100 games, you definitely got the hard work along the way. But as I was saying before, the people around me have really helped me. I've been at a club where coaches have just given me the freedom, but also the time and effort into me that I can give credit to them and my family that have done the same. So I've been very blessed with the places I've been and the people that have supported me.
New role this year, obviously, has been starring for the Cats. Tell us a bit about that, the change up from last season.
Yeah, it's not as such a new role. It's more just the continuity that we've had in our forward line now for over a year. Maybe 2 years ago, I was more of the goal-kicking forward that was needed, as we didn't have as many of those in our team. We recruit Jesse Cameron and Tyson Stengel, and I think I found out that I don't need to do that and I can do other things, so I work on other sides of my game. And coming into the team last year, I didn't have a pre-season with those guys, so it took a few weeks to find my spot and work with them well and know where I fit. But then to the back end of last year and going to this year, a lot of games together now, I know exactly what they want to do, and I feel they know what I want to do now, so it makes it easier for both of us, and we're both going well from it.
You mentioned that synergy, you're one of the leading goal assist players this year. Is that your role? That Scotty says you don't worry about the goals you kick, the amount of touches you get. It's just about hitting your teammates on the chest.
He doesn't really say that to anyone. I don't think there's a thing that he needs from anyone. It's just pretty much play our system. He only talks about the team, and you just kind of find a way where you fit in that. And I find my spot in helping the mids and helping the forwards. I don't really need to win the stoppages. I don't need to kick the goals. I'm just kind of in between where I'm here if they need me, I guess. And if they don't need me, it's okay. But if they do, I'll try and be there for them to support in both attack and defence.
You mentioned there's been a lot of people help you along the way, but are there a couple of standouts, coaches or players who sort of guided you even at the start or even now who have been pivotal for you?
Yeah, definitely. First credit to my dad because he was the OG in that department. But then along the way, the Shane O'Brien, my first year VFL, so much time with him, hard conversations, which I loved because I wasn't going great my first year, but he was just honest with me rather than buttering me up that some coaches do. But then when I was moving into the AFL team, I had Corey Enright for 4 years. Last 2 years with Nigel Lappin have been fantastic also. Shannon Burns, who's just come last year, small forward craft, so him as well. And then the players, everyone I've played with has been fantastic, but I'm very blessed to play with Gary Ablett my first few years because both the patterns and the professionalism he played with helped me learn.
Unfairly, you were a bit of a whipping boy at stages earlier in your career for Cats fans. Did you hear that criticism, and if so, how did you deal with it?
Yeah, you do hear it. I think players lie if they don't hear anything like that, but I don't know, it obviously wasn't ideal getting bashed for just trying to play, but it also helped me become stronger as a player. Right now I'm kind of getting praise where I'm blocking that out too. Like you just got to do what is right for the team. We've got to try and win each week, and our season's on the line at the moment, so it's kind of a fun new challenge for us where other years we've been in better positions, but right now we need to win this week, and that's all I'm really caring about.
On that praise, there has been some chatter you've been thrown up in sort of all Australian squad conversations. I mean, is that a goal for you now that you have had a really impressive breakout season, or is it again just focusing on the weeks ahead?
Yeah, not at all. I kind of don't like that chatter. If something happened, it's obviously been a nice little individual accolade, but I really don't mind if I don't make it into any of those sides for my whole career. I won the premiership last year, so anything here is really a blessing for me, and I'm very well driven, so I'm not settling on that, but very happy with how it's gone and more team success rather than the individual accolade.
You admit that you have heard the criticism, and I imagine that's not how you understand. This morning talking about how you're a bit of a football nappy, and in terms of you do really invest yourself. How important has that been for you? You're hearing commentary sometimes players saying not know who their opponent, if they're a left or right footer. Is that sort of stuff that you really delve deep into?
Yeah, definitely. Not as such as to try and play on them. I just kind of know it just because I like footy, and I think that's a good thing for me. As I was saying at SEN too, that I'm not an athletic build, I'm more of a footy head that sees the game well. So knowing those little ins and outs can be pretty crucial for me to play well. So I'm definitely very happy to watch other players and see how they go about it, and that's kind of how I became the player I am. And the different things that I do is just taking little attributes from each player rather than just copying one certain individual. I would become a bad copy of them. So just trying to find what works for me.
Do you find yourself out in the field every now and then, saying to a teammate, hey, he does this really well or whatever, watch for this? Is that something that helps as well?
Yeah, we've got the coaches to do that too, which definitely helps. We have our focuses each week on either an individual or a team that likes to defend us as forwards. So I'm definitely feel like I'm becoming a leader in that department for the players around me, and both helping set up or in attack and in defence. So I'm trying to grow on that, and just see how that takes me.
Yeah, the unorthodox kicking style. How much? Whether it's coaches, back in your Grovedale days, or like recruiters, other sort of people along the way. Have you had your knockers over it?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think there's been a single coach until even my first year here that hasn't said change it. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? But the longer they either spend time with me or watch it or understand why I'm doing it, they can seem to understand. And there's definitely kicks that I get wrong, as every player does, and I definitely shank a few like every other player does, but I know what's worked for me, and it's got me to where I am today, and I'm very happy with how it's going, and I've got to just put in the work for it as any other does with their skills in any sport. There's
been a push from Bombers fans to move this game from Geelong to the MCG. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm pretty happy here. I don't think it's really my call, but very happy here playing in front of our fans. They've been electric the last. I know it's not getting filled out because the stadium's not done, but geez, they've put on a show for us every time we've played here, and we're getting some nice home dominance and home crowd advantage with the extra fans here just supporting Geelong. So very happy to play in front of them.
Do you feel it's unfair that this debate rolls around every time when there's other teams across competition that have their own home grounds as well?
I think it's worth a debate, but I think the solutions have been well sought out and well done. I think this year we've parked our games from the start of the year to the end of the year. Unfortunately, the whole world's in a bit of a crisis with the getting buildings done and houses done. So I don't think it's anyone's fault. I think it's just a situation that's come to hand, and I think whether have any right to play some home games.
When your manager came calling about, it's time to get a deal done, was there any interest from other clubs that, given the fact that you are a bit of a different type of player?
I do not know. Didn't ask the question. I don't think even he did. Geelong boy, very happy. Fantastic place to be. And I think that was one decision. If they didn't want me, who knows? Could have just ended up back at Grovedale. So very happy here.
You said you block out the outside noise, but have you been feeling the love from the locals, especially because you are from Grovedale?
Yes and no. Like, I think it's very nice to get praise, as anyone would know in any job. But like I was saying before, things can change so quickly in footy. I could have 3 bad weeks in a row, and I know it can flip. And I think it's the fun of sports. I'm a sports fan, so I know that you just want to express your emotions when things are going well and things are going bad. So I, as a player, can't look into that. I just need to try and perform this week. Anything that's happened can be forgotten about, I guess, in my head. So try and get this week right, and we need to win. So that's a big focus.
Do you think the Dreadlocks could ever return, or is that in the past?
Yeah, happily done. We have some vision of last year's games when I have them, and I'm just shocked at what I look like. So I don't think they'll be back. That's parked, and that's gone in the past.